Bro, are you breathing? Vihan's hand gripped my shoulder, but I couldn't take my eyes off the aisle. She's just late, I muttered, adjusting my collar for the 10th time. Anaya's always late. 10 minutes isn't late, Arif. 20? That's a choice. I gave a weak smile. She wouldn't do this. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Everyone was still standing, the music looping, 1,000 eyes on me. I pulled it out with shaking hands. A single message. I'm sorry. I can't do this. What? My voice cracked. I read it again. No. No, no, no. Vihan leaned in. What happened? She's not coming. I whispered. My knees buckled slightly, but I stayed upright. What do you mean she's not coming? She just texted me. My throat closed. She can't do this. The music stopped. Whispers started. Maya pushed through the guests, eyes wild. Arif? What's going on? She's gone. Gone. She texted me. That's it. Maya grabbed my phone, read it, and looked up slowly. She left you? Through a message? I nodded. Vihan took a deep breath. All right. Everyone needs to leave. Now. Vihan. Not now, Arif. You're in shock. He turned to the crowd. The wedding is canceled. Please give us space. Maya stood frozen beside me. I knew something was off. She wasn't herself the past month. Did you notice? She was distant. She said it was stress. I stared at the empty aisle. I believed her. You always do, Maya said gently. My legs moved on their own, down the steps, past the chairs, into the hallway. The suit felt too tight. The ring in my pocket suddenly burned. Vihan followed. Where are you going? I don't know. You shouldn't be alone right now. I need air. He looked at Maya. Stay with him. I'll deal with the guests. Outside, the wind hit me like a slap. I sucked in a shaky breath. She promised me. I whispered. Maya sat beside me on the bench. You loved her too much. I love her honestly. I know. That's what hurts. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I didn't answer. Maya peeked over. Blocked you already? I didn't check. Probably. Minutes passed. Maybe hours. Time didn't exist anymore. She's a coward, Maya muttered. No. What do you mean, no? She left you on your wedding day. That's cruel, Arif. She must have had a reason. She did. And it wasn't love. I still love her. Maya stared at me. Even now. I wiped my face. I don't know how to stop. The chapel door opened behind us. Vihan walked out, jacket slung over his arm. Everything's cleared. Media got wind of it. Some relatives are talking. Let them talk, I said. Vihan sat on my other side. You need to come home. People want answers. But first you need to breathe. I feel nothing. That's normal, he said. Shock does that. But the anger will come. I don't want to be angry. You will be. I held the ring between my fingers. Gold. Simple. Engraved. Forever, Anaya. Don't look at that, Maya whispered. It's all I have left. No, Vihan corrected. You've got us. Silence wrapped around us again. She was my best friend, I said quietly, since we were kids. And now, Maya asked, I don't know who she is anymore. You don't have to figure that out today. I should have seen it coming. Vihan stood. Don't go there. This isn't your fault. But I must have missed something. You trusted her, Maya said. That's not a mistake. I nodded slowly. Then why does it feel like one? Vihan offered his hand. Come on, let's get you out of this suit. I hesitated, then stood. Every step away from that chapel felt like tearing a piece of myself off. I didn't cry. Not then. Not yet. But something inside me died with every echo of that text. I'm sorry. I can't do this. And just like that, the wedding never happened. I couldn't breathe. The suite was too quiet, too perfect, like I hadn't just witnessed my entire world collapse. I slammed the door shut and locked it behind me. Her dress was still lying on the bed, white, Untouched. Mocking me. My phone buzzed again. I didn't need to check it. I already knew what it was. I'd read her message 100 times. I'm sorry, Arif. I couldn't do it. Please don't look for me. That was it. No explanation. No goodbye. No heart. Why, Anaya? What did I miss? I dropped to the floor, clutching my phone. My fingers hovered over the screen, trembling. Tell me this is a joke. I whispered to no one. Tell me you're waiting outside with that stupid grin, calling me dramatic. Silence. My mind spun. Maybe she got scared. Cold feet. That happens, right? But she could have told me. She always told me everything. Until now. I opened her profile. Gone. Vanished. All our photos deleted. My heart pounded louder than my thoughts. I tapped into her tag posts. Maybe someone, and then I saw it. A blurry photo. A city skyline behind them. Her hand in his. Rishabh. My stomach twisted. He was smiling like he'd already won. Anaya had her head tucked into his shoulder like she belonged there, like she wanted to be there. No. I blinked hard. Looked again. It was her. Same bracelet I gave her last year. Same shy smile. What the hell is this? I croaked, tapping the screen. When was this taken? I checked the timestamp. 2 hours ago. She left me today to be with him? Rishabh, my ex-best friend. The guy who always acted like he was just being friendly. The one I defended when people warned me. You're overthinking it, Arif. That's what she used to say. He's like a brother to me. Liar. I laughed, hollow and broken. So, he's your brother in your escape plan? I called her. Straight to voicemail. I texted. Me, where are you? Just tell me the truth. I deserve that. Me, is it Rishabh? Were you with him this whole time? Me, please. I can't breathe. 3 dots appeared. Then vanished. I waited. Nothing. I punched the floor. The pain didn't help. Nothing could. My mind dragged me back to the last time I saw Rishabh. If she ever leaves you, he'd said with that smug smirk, don't say I didn't warn you. I thought he was joking. I thought he was just being an ass, like always. But now it felt like a confession. I stood up, dizzy, gripping the edge of the dresser. You planned this, didn't you, Rishabh? I growled at the mirror. You waited for the moment I'd be most vulnerable. I grabbed my coat. My legs moved without thinking. Then I stopped. Where would I even go? What would I say? That my bride ran away with my best friend on our wedding day? I sank back onto the bed, the silence pressing in like a vice. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. You'll understand one day. Please don't hate me. I stared at the message. Anaya, my voice cracked. I typed slowly, fingers stiff. Me, was any of it real? The message was delivered. Not read. Seconds passed. Minutes. Still nothing. I threw the phone across the room. I screamed. Loud. Animal. I didn't care who heard. I collapsed onto the floor, shaking, breath shallow. Everything inside me had shattered. And the only thing louder than the silence was the image of her smiling in someone else's arms. And knowing that someone used to call me brother. I made you tea, Mom said softly, placing the cup on my bedside table. You haven't eaten since yesterday. I didn't move. The room stank of old sweat and stale air, but I didn't care. Time didn't pass anymore. It just dragged. She sat on the edge of the bed, brushing her fingers over my hair like I was a child again. Arif, please. I'm fine, I muttered, turning my face toward the wall. No, you're not, she whispered. You quit your job. You haven't stepped outside in weeks. That I clenched my jaw. I'm tired. You're fading. I said I'm tired. I snapped, sitting up. My voice echoed in the quiet room, and I saw the flicker of hurt in her eyes. She didn't flinch, just nodded slowly. Okay, but promise me you'll talk to Vihan. He's worried. I scoffed. Vihan's always worried. Doesn't mean he understands. He loves you, Arif. Love doesn't fix anything. She pressed her lips together, stood, and walked to the door. Neither does silence. The door clicked shut behind her. I stared at the untouched tea, until it went cold. Vihan stormed in that evening without knocking. His hoodie was soaked from the rain outside. "Get up," he barked. I blinked. "What?" I said, "Get up." No. He marched to my bed and yanked the blanket off me. "You're not dying here. Leave me alone." "No," he growled. "I've watched you rot in this room for too long." I stood up, fists clenched. "You think I chose this? You think I wanted to lose her? To be left?" "She left," he cut in, his voice sharp. "You didn't die. So stop acting like you did." I loved her, Vihan. My throat cracked. I gave her everything. And she just walked away. On our wedding day. "I know," he said, stepping closer. "But she doesn't get to ruin you. Unless you let her." "I didn't let her." I shouted. "You are now." He shoved me in the chest. "Look at yourself. You vanished, Ariv." I shoved him back. "Because none of it makes sense. I need answers." "She's not going to give them. And even if she did, what would that change? I could understand. I could move on." "No," he snapped. "You want closure from someone who shattered you. That's like asking a knife why it cuts." I collapsed back onto the bed, my chest heaving. "Then what do I do?" "Feel it," he said, his voice softer. "But don't become it." "I don't know how." "I'll help you." I looked at him, broken and ashamed. "Why?" "Because you're my brother idiot," he muttered, pulling me into a rough hug. "And I miss you." Later, Mom peeked in again. "Can I come in?" Vihan nodded. "Yeah, he's here." She smiled faintly and walked over, holding a plate of food. "I made your favorite," she said. I hesitated, then reached out and took it. "Thank you," I said quietly. She brushed my hair again. "I never stopped praying you come back to me." "I'm trying," I whispered. She nodded. "That's all I ever wanted." Vihan stood near the window, watching the rain. "You'll never forget her, but you can choose not to be haunted." I looked down at the plate in my lap. Maybe I wasn't ready to live, but maybe I was done dying. "You knew I'd come." My voice cracked the silence like glass under pressure. Anaya didn't flinch. She leaned against the doorway, arms crossed, eyes colder than I remembered. "I did." "You changed." "I had to." Behind her, Rishabh stepped forward. His hand found hers like it belonged there. My chest tightened. "You serious?" I looked at their hands, then back at her. "You're really going through with this?" She nodded. "I loved you, Ariv, but I chose myself." "That's not love." I laughed dry and sharp. "That's survival." "Call what you want," she said. "But it was killing me to keep loving you." I took a step closer. "You could have said something. Talk to me, not just vanish." "You think I didn't try?" Her voice rose, but her face stayed still. "You were too busy saving me to see I was drowning." "Saving you?" I barked a laugh. "I gave up everything for you. I didn't ask you to." "You didn't have to." She looked at the ground, then at Rishabh. He squeezed her hand. "She let him. You picked him." "I picked me." "That's bullshit and you know it," I said. "You picked the easy way out. No baggage. No broken man to fix." "I was tired, Ariv." "You were selfish." "I know." The way she said it, empty, like she'd rehearsed 100 times, made my skin crawl. "So that's it? After everything? There's no neat ending to this. No closure. Just choices. Then let me choose too." I turned to Rishabh. "You don't get to stand there and pretend like you're innocent." He blinked. "I didn't steal her from you." "Didn't have to." "You waited. Like a fucking shadow." "Ariv," Anaya started, but I raised my hand. Don't protect him." "I'm not." Rishabh took a breath, stepped toward me. "Hit me if it'll help." So I did. My palm stung. His cheek turned red. Anaya didn't move, didn't gasp, didn't even blink. "Feel better?" he muttered. "No." Silence. The kind that screams. I stared at her. "You're really gone, aren't you?" "I've been gone, Ariv. You just didn't want to see it." "I hated you," I whispered. I know, but not enough. My voice shook. That's the curse, isn't it? I should hate you. But all I feel is... She looked at me, eyes soft now. Pity? I swallowed hard. No, not for me. For you. Her expression cracked. Barely, but I saw it. A flicker of something. Regret? Doubt? I didn't know. I didn't care. You'll always carry this, I said, no matter how far you run. I already do. Rishabh touched her shoulder. We should go. I nodded. Yeah, run along. Live your truth. Anaya's voice was small, almost lost. I'm sorry. No, you're not. And that's what hurts the most. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I turned my back to them. I'll never love again. A pause. Then her voice, barely audible, you will, but I kept walking. And the worst part? I didn't hate her. Excuse me, do you have this in hardcover? I looked up from the counter, the scent of old paper settling on my skin like comfort. A woman stood there, gentle eyes, calm presence. A little girl peeked out from behind her, clutching a poetry book to her chest. We might... Which title? I asked, voice a bit too rough from disuse. Milk and Honey, she said softly. Popular choice. I stepped out, walked to the poetry section, aware of the soft tap of their steps behind me. I think we just got a hardcover in yesterday. You like poetry? The woman asked. I like silence. I muttered. She didn't laugh, didn't push, just waited. My name's Zoya, she offered instead. This is Aisha. Hi, the little girl chirped. I'm 6. I can read big words now. Hi, Aisha, I said, handing her the book. You're doing better than me at that age. Zoya smiled. We come here every Thursday. She thinks poetry has magic. It does. Her eyes flicked up to mine, as if surprised I had an opinion. You work here full time? She asked. Yeah, quiet job. Quiet city. Quiet can be good, she said, trailing her fingers over the book's spine. Quiet helped me heal. I didn't reply, just returned to the counter. That night, I wrote in my journal. She didn't try to fix me. She just listened. Hi again. Aisha was back the next week, dragging Zoe behind her. Can we sit by the window? You don't need to ask. She beamed and skipped over. Zoya lingered. You always write during lunch? Trying to. Journal? I nodded. Mind if I sit? I shrugged. Free country. She sat, quiet for a while. Then, what are you writing about? Myself. Honest stuff. The only kind that hurts. She nodded. Good. Pain deserves pages. I looked at her. She wasn't pitying me. Just being there. You journaling too? I asked. No. I talk to God instead. Does he answer? Sometimes. When I actually shut up and listen. I chuckled. First time in weeks. Maybe months. You're always scribbling. Aisha said one afternoon. Are you writing a book? No. Just thoughts. Can I read them? Zoya shot her a look that I smiled. Maybe when you're 25. Ugh, that's old. Zoya laughed, the sound soft and real. What kind of thoughts? She asked. The kind that used to belong to someone else. I'm trying to make them mine again. She didn't ask for more, just nodded. One Thursday, rain smeared the windows. The store smelled of wet leaves and warm paper. Zoya sat across from me while Aisha browsed. You don't talk much about yourself, she said. There's not much to say. I think there is. You don't even know me. Maybe, but I know pain when I see it. And I know someone trying to stay afloat. I drowned a long time ago. I muttered. No, she said. You're still breathing. I met her eyes. Barely. Breathing is still breathing, she said, even if it hurts. I looked down. My journal lay open, one page half filled. The words messy but honest. Why are you here? I asked suddenly. She blinked. The bookstore? No. In this city. In this life. What keeps you going? She took a long breath. Aisha. And poetry. And mornings I don't expect to survive, but somehow do. Sounds familiar, I said quietly. That's why I'm here. Not to fix you. Just to remind you that broken doesn't mean worthless. I felt something shift. Not big, not loud. Just there. You okay today? She asked a week later. I wrote 10 pages last night. She raised her brows. That's something. Yeah, first time the words didn't feel like knives. She smiled. Then maybe you're starting to bleed out the poison. Maybe, I said. Aisha ran over. Guess what? I wrote my own poem. Let's hear it, I said, crouching. She cleared her throat. Books are friends / even when you're sad / they don't leave you / or make you feel bad. That's beautiful, I said, genuinely moved. Zoya's eyes glistened. She wrote that last night. Do you write with her? I asked. No, I just read what she gives me. She teaches me more than I teach her. Same with me, I said, glancing at the poetry section. These shelves, they're quieter than people, but she's louder than most. Zoya nodded. Children remind us of who we were before the damage. And maybe, I said, they remind us of who we can still be. She looked at me. No pity, no judgment. Just something that felt like understanding. Exactly. My phone buzzed at 2:07 a.m. I blinked at the screen. Vihan, I answered, groggy. You better be dying. His voice was sharp. Check the news. Now. I sat up. What? Just do it, man. I opened my browser. Fingers clumsy. Breath shallow. Headlines screamed at me. Rishabh Malhotra's company under investigation for fraud. Millions missing. Legal action pending. CEO silent amidst chaos. My eyes widened. What the hell? Vihan exhaled, like he'd been holding it in all night. It broke an hour ago. Investors are pulling out. His board's turning on him. It's bad. I kept scrolling. Whistleblower testimony. Fabricated numbers. Offshore accounts. And get this, Vihan paused, letting it land. Anaya hasn't made a statement. No one's seen her since yesterday. I stopped reading. My heart thumped. She's missing? Not officially. Just gone. Off socials. PR team says she's on a wellness retreat. She left him? No confirmation yet, but the gossip pages think so. Someone spotted her at the airport. I set the phone down. My hands trembled. Vihan's voice softened. You okay? I didn't answer. I didn't know. I thought you'd be happy, he added carefully. Happy? I laughed, but it sounded wrong. You think I want her to burn? She broke you, man. Yeah, and I rebuilt myself. But this isn't justice. It's a train wreck. Vihan was quiet for a beat. He deserves it. Maybe, but she doesn't. Not like this. I stood, pacing. I want her out of my life, not buried under his mess. You think she knew? She's not stupid, but knowing and being part of it aren't the same. So what now? I looked out the window. The city was still, but my mind wasn't. I don't know. Vihan sighed. I just thought, karma, you know? Karma doesn't ask what you want. It just delivers. I rubbed my face. And right now it smells like spilled whiskey and burned bridges. You're poetic at 2 a.m. I ignored him. If she's really gone, maybe that's what she needed. Maybe she finally woke up. Vihan hesitated. You want to find her, don't you? I didn't reply. He groaned. Bro, don't do this. Don't go chasing her ghost. She's not a ghost. I snapped. She is to you. I clenched my jaw. She's real, and she's in trouble. You don't owe her anything. Maybe not, but I still care. You're setting yourself on fire for someone who watched you drown. That's dramatic. It's true. Silence sat between us. I sat back on the bed. You think I'm a fool. I think you're still healing. And she's still a part of the wound. I admitted, no matter how deep I bury it. Vihan didn't argue. I pulled up the articles again. Rishabh's smug face stared back at me, now cracked by scandal. He's going down hard. Good. But she'll go with him, even if she's innocent. Maybe that's what it takes to leave someone like him. Maybe. I stared at the screen. The images blurred. Do you remember how she used to be? Vihan sighed. Before him? Yeah. She laughed more. Wore her hair in that messy bun. Hated green tea. She loved sunrises. She loved you. I closed my eyes. That was before. Before the lies, the silence, the betrayal. I need to know she's okay, I said. You won't stop till you find her, will you? No. Vihan exhaled. Then promise me one thing. What? If she's gone for good, let her stay that way. Don't try to rewrite history. I'm not trying to rewrite anything, I said quietly. I just want to close the chapter right. A pause. Okay, he said. But when you find her, remember what it cost you to survive her. I nodded, even though he couldn't see. I will. The call ended. I sat in silence, staring at the headlines again. My chest felt tight, not with anger, not with joy, just a quiet ache I couldn't name. The world was finally turning on Rishabh, but I couldn't celebrate. Not when she might be lost in the wreckage. Not when I still remembered how she smiled. Not when her silence hurt more than his fall. I didn't want her destroyed. I just wanted her free. And karma? Karma never asked for permission. My phone buzzed, unknown number. I stared at it, thumb hovering. I should have ignored it. Hello? My voice cracked. A pause. Then, Arif, it's me. The world stilled. That voice, broken, soft. I hadn't heard it in years. Anaya? I swallowed hard. Why were you calling me? I didn't know who else to call, she whispered. Silence stretched between us like a chasm. I'm at City General, room 312. Her voice trembled. Please. I should have said no. I should have hung up. But I went. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and old memories. I hated it already. Room 312 was quiet. She was sitting up, a pale ghost of the woman I remembered. Arif, her eyes widened. You came. I stood in the doorway. Don't thank me. I haven't decided if I regret it yet. She tried to smile, but her lips barely moved. I don't blame you. You look different. I feel different. She tugged the thin blanket closer. Life does that. I crossed my arms. Where's Rishabh? Gone. Her voice cracked. Took everything. My savings. The flat. Even my mom's jewelry. My jaw clenched. And you're surprised? No. I'm just tired. I nodded slowly, stepping inside. Why now, Anaya? I had no one else. I thought maybe we could talk. What do you want to talk about? I asked, voice low, about how you left me on our wedding day for a man who walked out on you? Her eyes filled, but she didn't look away. I know I don't deserve your kindness. I'm not here to be kind. Then why are you here? I pulled the chair back, sitting heavily. Maybe I needed to see you fail. Maybe I thought it'd make me feel better. Did it? No. She nodded slowly. I didn't expect you to forgive me. I haven't. I was scared back then. You were so stable, predictable, and he was exciting, dangerous, a fantasy. I leaned forward. You picked fireworks over foundation. How'd that work out? I chose wrong, she whispered. I looked down, fingers curled tight. Yeah, you did. I think about it all the time, she said softly. That day, your face when I didn't show. I laughed, bitter. You think you remember it? Try living with it. She looked down. I'm sorry. Too late. I stood up. You don't get to show up now, empty-handed and broken, and expect anything. I don't expect anything, she said quickly. I needed to say it to you. I ruined us. I know that now. A long silence. I reached into my pocket. The metal felt cold, foreign. I carried this for years, I murmured, pulling out the ring. Her eyes widened. You kept it? Habit. Hope. I don't know. I walked to her bedside, set it gently on the table. I don't want it. I said, Ariv, I loved you once. God, I would have died for you. My voice cracked. But loving someone doesn't mean you should keep bleeding for them. I know, she whispered. I'm not asking you to. I looked at her one last time. Thin, hollow, real. I hope you find whatever you're looking for, I said. Tears pricked my eyes as I turned away. She didn't stop me, just whispered, thank you. As the door clicked shut behind me, I let one tear fall. Just one. Closure doesn't always come with forgiveness. But it came. I made coffee. It's terrible, Zoya said, holding out the mug like it might explode. I laughed, taking it anyway. I've survived worse things, like my wedding day. She raised an eyebrow. You're not milking that forever, are you? I might, I said, sipping the coffee. It was, in fact, terrible. But I'll stop if you promise never to make this again. Zoya grinned and flopped onto the couch. Deal. So, writing today. Already started. Hit 2,000 words before breakfast. Show off. I sat beside her, letting the warmth from the mug distract me from the chill outside. Months ago, I couldn't sit still. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't look at my own reflection without feeling like a ghost. Now, I could laugh. And mean it. Zoya nudged me. Let me read the new chapter? I hesitated. It's raw. Good. That means it's honest. I handed her my laptop. She read in silence, her eyes scanning every word with that same mix of curiosity and concern she always had when it came to my writing. When she finished, she closed it gently. She really mess you up. I nodded. Yeah, but you're not writing about her anymore. I'm writing through her. There's a difference. Zoya looked at me for a long moment, then said, You know, healing doesn't mean pretending it never happened. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. Then what does it mean? It means you build something real from the wreckage. Like this, she said, waving her hand around the apartment. Like us. Us. I asked, We're not in love, she said quickly, but we're not pretending, either. That counts for something. I smiled. Yeah, it does. There was a knock on the door before I could say more. Aisha peeked her head in. Hi, can I come in? Of course, I said. She tiptoed inside, holding a notebook like it was a treasure. I drew something. Oh, I asked, pretending not to see the pink blush on her cheeks. Can I see? She handed it to me without a word. Inside were pages of doodles, stick figures, stars, and finally, a big heart. My name was scribbled inside it, along with hers. Zoya peeked over my shoulder and smiled. Looks like someone's got a crush. Aisha buried her face in her hands. Zoya. Hey, it's cute, she laughed. I used to do the same thing when I was her age. I looked at the drawing again. My name. A heart. A child's innocent way of saying, you matter to me. Thank you, Aisha, I said softly. This means a lot. She beamed. You're my favorite. Zoya watched me with a strange expression. Later, after Aisha had gone to her room, Zoya asked, You okay? I nodded. More than okay. You looked like you were going to cry for a second. I almost did. I admitted, not because I'm sad. Just, I didn't think anyone would ever draw my name in a heart again. Zoya touched my arm. You're not broken anymore, you know. I know, I said, but I'm not whole the way I was before either. That's okay. Scars are proof that you fought. I looked around our little apartment. Messy, noisy, full of life. Not perfect, but real. Thanks for not trying to fix me, I said. Zoya shrugged. You didn't need fixing. You needed space to feel. I'm glad it was you, I whispered. She didn't say anything, just leaned her head on my shoulder. I closed my eyes and breathed, not forgetting, not replacing, just living. And for the first time in a long time, that was enough. The station was loud. Announcements echoed off steel beams and tired faces. I wasn't looking for anyone. I was just passing through. Then I saw her, Anaya. She stood alone by platform 3, hair tied back like she used to in winter, a scarf wrapped tight around her neck. She looked smaller than I remembered, quieter. Our eyes met. She didn't flinch, didn't look away. Her lips curled into a faint smile, like a memory unsure if it should stay or leave. I took a step closer. I don't know why. Habit, maybe, or closure. "Hey," I said. "Hi." Her voice was soft, unsure. "You going somewhere?" She nodded. "Yeah, thought I'd leave the city for a while." "Running away?" "No," she said. "Not anymore." I let the silence settle between us. It didn't feel heavy this time. Just there. "You look better," she said. "Better than what?" I asked. "Than the last time I saw you." "That was a bad day," I said, smiling faintly. "It was supposed to be your best." I shrugged. It was what it needed to be. She looked down at her boots, like the weight of her choices still sat there. "I thought you'd hate me forever," she whispered. "I did," I said, "for a while." Her eyes lifted. "And now?" "I don't hate you." She blinked. "Why?" "Because I don't carry you like a wound anymore. I never meant to ruin you," she said. "You didn't ruin me," I said. "You just made me rebuild differently." Her lips trembled, not from cold, from guilt. "I lied," she said, "about everything, about why I left, about him, about us." I figured. I said, "Eventually." "Then why are you being kind to me?" "I'm not." I paused. "I'm just done fighting ghosts." She took a breath like she wanted to say more, then let it go. "You loved me once," she said. "Didn't you?" "I did. And now?" I thought about it. "Now, I don't know what I feel. Maybe nothing. Maybe something softer than love, but heavier than forgiveness." "That sounds painful." "It's not," I said. "It's peaceful." She nodded slowly. "I kept your letters," she said. "The ones you sent after I left. I wrote them so I wouldn't explode," I said, not for replies. "I read them all." I looked at her then. Really looked. Her eyes had stories. Some of them I already knew. Some I never would. "I don't need explanations," I said. "Not anymore." "I know," she said, "but I still wish I could give you one that made sense. I think the truth rarely fits neatly into words." She smiled. "You always talk like that, like a poet in a storm." "And you like the rain," I replied. "I did." A train pulled into the platform behind her. She didn't move. "You waiting for this one?" I asked. "No. The next." I nodded. She hesitated, then stepped closer. "Are you happy?" "I'm learning to be." "That's good." "You?" "Not yet," she said. "But I'm trying." That was enough. "I saw your mom once," she said, "at a bookstore." "How was she?" "Stronger than I remembered." She didn't see me. She probably wouldn't have said anything if she did. I wouldn't blame her. "I didn't come here for closure," I said. "But maybe that's what this is. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Life's weird like that. I used to think about what I'd say if I ran into you," she said. "But now that it's real—" "Nothing you say can change the past," I said. "And nothing I say will make you stay. I'm not asking you to make me stay." "Good," I said, "because I wouldn't." A silence again, this one kinder. She looked at the train schedule, then back at me. "You'll be okay?" "I already am." She looked away, then back. "Take care, okay?" "You too." She started to turn, but I stopped her. "Anaya," I said. "Yeah." "I hope you find peace, whatever that looks like." She stared at me, eyes wet but not falling apart. "Thank you." I nodded. "Take care," I whispered. Then I turned away, not to escape, not to forget, just to keep walking forward. I didn't hate her. I didn't love her. I just wanted her to survive. Because if I hated her, that meant she still owned a piece of me, and I've finally taken mine back.